We have an update with the Clarity Act, and a lot of it actually ties back to what had happened during the Genius Act, where stablecoins were allowed to earn a yield. And we're going to talk about something that I think a lot of people are not thinking through, but it's really important to kind of weigh the consequences and the pros of the situation. Earning a yield on a stablecoin. That sounds great, right? But there's a problem. When that money leaves banks and moves into yield earning stablecoins, that money is no longer sitting in the banking system anymore. According to leaders like the CEO of Bank of America, he says that it could potentially pull about $6 trillion worth of money out of the banking system. That's worth about $18 trillion of deposits in the United States. So he's saying $6 trillion out of the $18 trillion could inevitably be pulled out. Now, that's not a small leak. That's a systemic shock. So why does that matter? Because the banks don't just hold on to the deposits, they use them for lending. Business loans, mortgages, credit for the economy. If those deposits disappear, then the lending dries up. If there's less lending, then that leads to slower businesses expanding, less jobs being created, slower economic growth, more pressure on the US dollar. This really isn't black and white. It's not a fight between banks and retail. It's a question of risk. Is your 3.5% yield on a stablecoin worth weakening the system that funds everything? And that's why the regulators are stepping in. Not to protect the bank's profits, not even to protect the consumer, but to protect systemic stability. It's a tug of war, and the consequences affects everybody.